Hey man, finding a doctor is hard. Sometimes we put it off because we're lazy or we just don't know what to do. It's super complicated, okay? That's why I use ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high quality in-network doctors and click instantly to book an appointment.
I love instant. If I had anything wrong with me today, I would go on Zocdoc. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/tipping to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/tipping. ZocDoc.com/tipping.
Get well soon.
Look, man, you don't always have to spend a bunch of money to have a delicious dinner at home. Did you know that?
I did know that.
I like to use EveryPlate, okay? Because you spend less money on these flavor-packed homemade meals than you would on your normal groceries or at a restaurant.
Period. I just ate the pork flautas yesterday. It fed 3 people. We each had 2 flautas, and I didn't grocery shop, so it was perfect.
I think it's flautas.
Did I not say flauta?
You said flauta.
Sorry, my white side is showing.
Flautas or flautas, whatever you want to do. Thanks to EveryPlate's constantly rotating weekly recipes delivered right to your door, you'll always have the best answer to what's for dinner, all right?
So what are you waiting for? What is it? Dig into these flavor-packed meals your household will love. New customers can enjoy the special offer of only $1.99 a meal. Go to everyplate.com/podcast and use tipping $1.99 to get started. Applied as discount on first box. Limited time only. You know it. Big exhale for a big week.
Hey, Megatune, here we go. Let's inhale all the positivity, all the good things you want to happen. Just soak it in, think about it, take it in. And okay, big exhale. Exhale all the negativity from the past week, everything that has been just weighing on you, any type of just stupid annoyingness in your heart and in your mind. Just let it go. Exhale, breathe it out. Poop it out. Just poop it out.
Just throw it up.
Let it go. Puke it out. Poop it out.
Puke it out.
Sweat it out. All right?
Here we are.
Hey, Megatune, I love you.
I love you too, man.
It's good to be doing with you.
It is.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. I feel,
What?
Before we started, you were just telling me about the tarot reader that you had on No Chaser.
Yeah.
I had a psychic tell me years ago that you're not going to like this because, but you are older than me.
I am.
But she said, you are going to work with an older Asian male.
What?
Yeah.
For real?
And she was like, and it's going to be really successful.
Really?
And what's cool about that is I was telling somebody else this. I was like, yeah, this is how I met Tim. And it was 10 years ago on Internet Icon or something like that. And now we have this podcast and now we have this show coming out. So it's really interesting. And she had said that to me 6 years ago.
What?
I know. And so every time I meet an Asian guy that's older than me, I'm like, are you the one? And I think it might be you.
But I've been the one the whole time. How about that? Look, man. Megatune, how do you feel do you feel like you are the main character?
In my story?
Yeah.
Yes. But does everybody feel like that? Because it is really, people don't feel like they're the main character in their own lives.
If you bring up the whole main character energy shit, I feel like if you, let's say you were to ask, I don't know, Rick, do you feel like you are main character energy? Are you main character? I don't know if you'd feel like he was necessarily main character that.
Right. But in his own life or in because I understand main character energy.
Walk into the room in your main character energy.
Yeah. That's a different thing than, but the way, if we're watching a movie of this person living and you're the main character.
Yeah.
Because if you are Rick, it's we're seeing Rick wake up and brush his teeth and cook dinner and write his goals. So technically, from a screen time and narrative perspective, he is the main character.
Regardless of what you do, you're the main character.
Right. If we're watching you.
I don't know. Who knows? I feel like it'd be sad if you asked somebody, hey, are you the main character in your life? They're like, no, it's my best friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll ask him on the next No Chaser. Maybe I won't.
And maybe I won't. I'm feeling very main character and Sex in the City-ish right now. It feels like yesterday,
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine who we've been hanging out. Sometimes we hook up. Like this is a person that has been in my life for quite some time. Yesterday, he was like, I love you and I want to date you.
Oh.
Yes. But I've just started to see this other person. And there's like another person that's like, oh, I want to take you on a date too. So I'm like, it's feeling very Sex in the City of like, who's it gonna be?
Well, that's fun.
It kind of is, but it's like taking up a lot. He was like, please think about this. And I'm like, I have other things to think about.
Yeah, that is the struggle, right? Well, damn. Nah, because I was going to say that's exhausting. Even when I was casually doing it and didn't want to actually date anybody, I'm like, wow, balancing multiple people is just, it takes up so much time. You know what I'm saying?
And even liking someone, having a crush is distracting.
Just on one person.
Just as distracting.
Facts. Well, damn, let me ask you this, man. Oh, wow, this is such a fun development here.
I know,
so someone
I know.
from your past who you hook up with on occasion was like, you know what? Let's take this next level. Is this someone who you've ever looked at as being like, oh, this could be more than just a random hookup homie?
I don't know. I don't know. It never striked me that way. But when I met them, I was like, hey, I don't want to date people. I'm down to just like, have fun.
Which is great.
Yeah. And I was just like, I'm not looking for anything more than that.
Wow. Well, that's tough.
I know.
That's tough because you got this new situation you're excited about.
I know.
Yeah. The boy whose name I guessed randomly.
I know. It's wild. Wild. It's so cute, though. Let me tell you this.
Tell me, please.
This boy loves reading so much.
Okay, nerd,
So, yes. So we're reading this book and we read it together out loud.
That is adorable.
I know. Like, and to the point where it's like not even music in the back. Like, it's just like we are like close reading.
And you're popcorn reading to each other?
We're popcorn reading. So that like we'll read it. And this is the cadence of it. It was never like, okay, it's your turn. But like we'll read. And like when I'm done reading, then I'll just give like a really soft kiss. And that means he reads. And then he reads a couple paragraphs. Then he gives me a really soft kiss. And then I start reading again.
Wow. That's the corniest in the best way. Adult shit I've ever heard. All right?
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, you do cute shit as a youngin'. All right. But like, as two old ass people,
old ass
nerds, we're gonna read together and then pass it by kissing each other. That's fucking cute, dog. Wow.
It is cute.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of cute things within this.
Okay, sorry, hookup homie. You're out of there, buddy.
I know. When you put it all together, it's like, well, this is so cute.
Yeah, I mean, don't risk ruining this cute shit that's developing for this dude you've never even really looked at in that way.
Right.
Or is it like, as soon as he's like, you know what, I can't do this anymore, you're like, oh my God, this has been the love of my life this whole time.
No.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Yeah, so that's me.
That's fun. I'm dating vicariously through you.
And I will continue to provide you with stories.
How fun.
It is. It feels, there's like an innocence to it and a very, like, and I think I said to him the other day, I was like, you're my favorite way of not being on my phone. Because he's so present.
Are you trying to write a rom-com? Write this shit down so I can steal it.
Yeah, I'll write your script for you.
Please.
It'll just be my journle.
Because my rom-com is just all like raunchy one-liners that I think would be funny.
Yeah, it's kind of cute, actually.
That's not kind of cute. That's very, very almost sickeningly cute.
Saccharine, if you will.
Damn, that's tight. Wow, you're my favorite way of being off my phone. We say that again?
Yeah, that's what I had said.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's really nice to experience presence because he's such like a punk rock nonconformist mentality in the modern world. Like he just like he's barely on his phone ever. And yeah, it's really refreshing, but at the same time, it's completely different than how I live. So it's nice to have that balance, but at the same time, it kind of like distracts me.
For sure.
Especially when you're excited about someone.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
That's great. Not to like, jinx it.
Sure.
But
it's kind of nice to like having a crush like enhances things.
Oh, for
You're just
sure.
like, oh yeah, you can like use it as like a little boost and superpower.
Honeymoon stage endorphins are like next level shit. You feel like we get married right now and it'd be great.
Right.
You know
Put it in
what
my
I'm saying?
veins.
Yeah. Yeah. Because let me tell you, being married for 7 years, oh, good. No, I'm just kidding.
But I think that's what I like. The idea of like being because on the last episode, I was like, I'm not like super sexual of a person, but that doesn't mean I'm not intimate.
Yeah.
So there's a difference to me between, I mean, there's obviously intimacy in some types of sex, but like, I like the popcorn reading more than I like, you know, being naked and stuff.
Do it naked. Infuse the two.
Read at the same time. I mean, he'd probably love that.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? That sounds great. I actually had Chia got so mad at me the other night because we were having such a great day. It was a great Mother's Day. And I like accidentally, without getting too much into detail, because I went into super detail with David, but like I just went a little too hard on some like THC wine, and I thought
cool.
that
Wait, THC wine?
Yeah.
That's double.
Well, here's the thing.
It's not just wine, not just THC. It's both of them. Like, oh my God.
I don't know what exactly goes into it. I didn't read the label or anything, but you know, it was sent to me, and I had like a little glass of it here and there before, and I felt nothing. So we're watching The Last of Us, and I'm fucking going in. I'm like 3 glasses deep on this shit, and then all of a sudden I was like, ooh. Felt myself like melt into the couch.
Yeah.
And we're watching this episode, and I felt like it was like 5 hours long. And then she was like trying to talk to me, and I'm like, felt myself just completely, I just, no idea what she's even saying.
Yeah.
And I snapped out of it when she's like, all right, I'm going to bed, you're annoying. And I'm like, what's happened? What do you mean? What do you mean? And she's pissed. She's like, well, happy Mother's Day to me. I'm like, what did I do?
Oh my God.
No idea what's happening. She was livid.
See, that's what I don't like about THC is like you forget everything. And I think, well, same thing with alcohol too. It's like, I mean, you can't remember some things, but with weed specifically, like good fucking luck.
I know. At the very least, when I'm drunk, I at least kind of feel like I know what's going on.
Right.
But when I'm high like that,
Yes.
and mind you, I don't get high too often.
Yeah.
Like, and that's probably the most high I've been in my whole life. And where I'm like, I know I'm fucking up right now, and there's nothing I can do about it. I was like, I hate this.
I know.
And she was pissed.
And she was like, me too.
Yeah, she already hates when I'm drunk, but this is like, I don't know, she's never seen me like this, you know what I'm saying? And so she was just like, God, just clean the kitchen and come to bed. And in my head, at the very least, I'm like, at least she still wants me in the bed.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah. So
That's so funny.
So there was that. I mean, and there's that. I mean, I tried to make it up to her, you know what I'm saying?
Like how?
Just being, you know, just like going on, just rubbing her feet and just doing little things to make up for, like, it was just supposed to be just a nice day, you know? And she didn't need any like special shit for Mother's Day. She just really wanted to just chill, and I fucked it up, you know? So
man,
I know, but it wasn't even, I didn't know. That shit crept up on me, man. I'm over here like, I've had this shit before. I got a tolerance, you know?
Well, it's also like with THC is like it hits you, it takes longer. Because like if you take a shot of alcohol, you'll probably feel it pretty soon.
Yeah.
But like, at least with an edible, it's like 30, and that's kind of edible-esque because it's a drink. So that's like at least 30 minutes. So if you're like, oh, I don't feel it, you take another, an hour and a half, Chia is a pixel.
I know.
She's 1 pixel.
She's 1 pixel on the camera that's fucking broken, you know? And I'm like, ah! And admittedly, you know, I don't have a lot of experience with like just cannabis and THC in general. You know, I've been like doing a little bit here and there, but it's like, I don't know that life just yet. So that should kind of, you know, learning experience for sure.
Totally.
And as I told David, I'm glad I hit that level because like, for the movie I'm writing, there is like a whole like ayahuasca scene where I'm like, we like, I specifically trip out, but I'm like, okay, it's good to me to have this experience for my writing. You know what I'm saying?
The first time I ever smoked weed,
yeah, please.
I saw the underworld. It changed the trajectory of my life in a way that I thought it was done.
Really?
Yes. I was dating this boy, and he had recently started smoking weed because all of his friends from Chicago smoked weed.
Okay.
So I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go just hang out with the boys. So, and I had never smoked before.
Oh,
ever.
Shit. Okay.
But I have seen people smoke, and then I imagined that this is how you smoke. It's like, oh, I know that you inhale. And I've heard so many stories of people being like, the first time I smoked, I didn't get high.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I don't want to risk that. If I'm gonna smoke, I want to get high.
Yeah, so you're doing big lung energy.
Bro, this is the inhale that I did for my very first time. Ready?
Yeah.
I imagined it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna like inhale it all the way into my stomach. So I was like,
Oh.
held it.
Oh.
And then I went,
Oh, like you had a fucking hookah bar.
What?
Yeah.
Because nobody taught me how. So I was like, I did that. And then everybody was like, damn, Megan B. Like, okay. Megan B. And then I was, didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So then I'm just hanging out. And then I'm like, oh, I'm starting to feel dizzy. I put my head on his shoulder. I start feeling every pore of my hair standing up, tingling. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
And they were like, Megan B is baked. And then they called me Megan B. And then so I get up.
Yeah.
He had a friend in his apartment that wasn't smoking with us. And I was walking and I was like, I just need to lay down. And I walked through the living room and this guy goes, thumbs up or thumbs down? And I just went, thumbs down. And I went into the bed and I conked out. Yeah. Blackout. And in this moment, I was like, it was a spiritual experience in the worst way. It was like, everything was not even pitch black. It was like the void. It was the velvet blackness.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
It was so scary because then I was like, oh, am I dead?
Right, because it's blackness, but you're aware of the blackness. That's crazy. Yeah.
I felt like I just like became an entity. And then I was like, am I dead? And I was like, wait, there is no I because I don't exist. It's just an energy orb. Yeah. And then so I was just like floating in this blackness being like, how long has it been? How long will it be? Will I ever be out of here? And then it was like the I don't exist. And then I was so scared for so long, and then I started hearing his voice in the back.
God?
Ian. So I guess at the time, my God.
Well, yeah, dancer God.
He was like, it's okay, you're safe. But it was like on a metronome.
Oh,
he was
fuck.
Like, it's okay, you're safe. It's okay, you're safe. And for what felt like 3 months. And so I was like, he kept on saying that, and then I started to like get kind of nervous, and then I was like, who is this voice? Because I didn't put it together. Yeah. And then I just like opened my eyes, and all I saw was the ceiling fan just stagnant, and like nothing was moving. And I just like a photo, and I just kept on hearing this. It's okay, you're safe. And I started to get like scared because I was like, am I paralyzed?
Are you like in purgatory?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So then I was like, oh, okay. And then I started to see like things move. And then you know how like a movie is like a moving frame is 24 frames per second. Yeah. Then I started to like see like a collage of photos come together. It's like, now I just see the fan. Now I see the window. Now I see a little bit more. Yeah. And then once I got the full picture, then the picture started to move. Oh, wow. And then I was like, okay, now I'm living again? Yeah. Oh my God. And then I finally, when I came to and I got my body back because I couldn't move, it was almost like sleep paralysis. Yeah. Then I turn around, I look in his face, and he goes, it's okay, you're safe. And I say anything else. And then he was like, what? And then I started bawling because I was like, all I've heard for the last 3 months is you saying it's okay, you're safe, and I feel not okay and not safe. And so then he was like, what? I go to the bathroom, projectile vomit.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude, from weed.
Damn.
And I was just like, I will never do this again.
Yeah.
Untrue. I did it afterwards, but like that was the worst experience of my life, and I've never reached that level before. But that's crazy that I could like trip from weed.
I mean, you know what? So I don't have knowledge on what strands do what and what potency of what, but you know, I can, from the movies I've seen, yeah, motherfuckers feel like they're gonna die and shit when they go crazy.
I thought I was dead. Well, I thought I didn't exist.
That's so funny. I mean, even from my experience the other night, which, like I said, that's the highest I've ever been. You know, I remember, her telling me to clean the kitchen and me feeling like, God, I've been cleaning the kitchen for 3 hours. And I look at the clock and it's been 5 minutes and I'm like,
oh my God. Yeah.
I had a friend who did ayahuasca, and she was never religious before. And doing ayahuasca made her believe in Jesus and God because she said she saw hell. She said she traveled through the different realms of whatever and saw hell in its existence and was like, this is real and I never want to be here. Jesus, take the wheel. And now she is like, believes in Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Damn. Like, I'm half interested in doing it because I feel like I would release a lot of things that are just stagnant within me. But I hate throwing up. I hate throwing up.
And they say you always puke on ayahuasca. Yeah.
Always.
Because you're getting
You
out.
just like puke out your demons and all the traumas. I'm just scared. I don't know. I'm scared.
I know I'm good on ayahuasca as well. Because not only do I don't want to puke, I feel like I think my demons are okay, just where they are. They haven't bothered
Your demons
me.
like go to work. They have their ties on. They're actually working for you.
They know their role and their position.
Yeah.
They don't need to come say hi.
Right.
I'm cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that would just do more harm than good.
I've never done any like hallucinogenic in a way that to the point where I'm tripping and meeting those different parts of myself.
Me neither.
I think I'd be really scared.
I'd rather not. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. You know, if I don't want to go to therapy, I definitely don't need to awaken the demons I've pushed down.
They're there for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. You
They're
know?
really cozy.
Keep them there. I'm all about having the balance. If the demons are there, they're chilling.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
All right, now that we've talked about our demons, let's answer your questions. When was the last time you needed to go to a doctor, but you pushed it off? Did you make the excuse, I'm too busy, it'll heal on its own, or I don't need help? Look, I've done that plenty of times. I'm just a lazy boy making a tune.
Same. I think we've all been there. Booking a doctor appointment can feel so daunting and annoying, especially if you have ADHD. But thanks to ZocDoc, there's no reason to delay. They make it so easy to find and book a doctor who's right for you.
Look, ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment.
I love instant. I love anything instant. Once you find your right doctor, you can see their actual appointment openings, choose a time slot that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit.
Appointments made through ZocDoc also happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking, and guess what? You can even score same-day appointments. Now that's what you need when you stepped on that broken piece of glass that lodged into your foot.
Lit! If I had something wrong with me, which I don't, but if I did, I would choose ZocDoc. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/tipping to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/tipping. ZocDoc.com/tipping.
Hello?
Yo, Megan, Tim, I got a conundrum here. Better than the first one I submitted. I don't know if you listened to the first one, but anyway, I'm Mexican. I live in the U.S., but I kind of grew up going to Mexico a lot, visiting my grandparents over there. I got a lot of family there, but I only see them like once a year now, you know, as an adult. My cousin, who also lives in Mexico, is having her quinceañera, essentially her sweet 16, but Mexican version.
We know.
You know, we do it a bit earlier to, you know, expedite adulthood and the drinking age.
We're from LA, we know.
So I was going to combine my yearly Mexico trip during that party time, right? So go to the party, see my grandparents. It's all great and fun. Turns out my girlfriend, who also lives in the U.S. with me, is graduating that day. Same day as the party. Obviously, I can't be in two places at once. What do I do? Just to give some context, maybe this is probably going to be her second graduation out of 4 that she will have. If that gives you an idea of what I'm leaning towards. To make things worse, she had to be successful, and she's going to be the commencement speaker at this graduation. And obviously her family's going to be at her graduation. So, you know, do I not show up to that, kind of give that image? To give some context, I'm a good boyfriend. I'm a good dude. So I have that going for myself, if that helps. Or do I miss the party? You know, do I not see my grandparents? Could be the last time I see them. You know, they're old. They're healthy, but healthy old. So yeah, I'm struggling through that. Let me know. Appreciate any help. All right, take care. Love you guys.
Ooh.
Damn, that is a sticky one, huh?
Yeah. Is the same day?
Sounds like it. That's great. That's movie shit.
I know, that is movie shit. It's like, okay, well, what times are we talking?
I know, right? There's so many variables.
A lot.
Like, yeah, she has multiple graduations.
Right.
Where she's the commencement speaker.
Right.
Yeah, it's your cousin's quinceañera, but your grandparents are old.
Right.
Ugh. Fuck.
It's hard for me because I'm so jaded that I'm like, she's your girlfriend now, but like.
And there's that. And
I
it's like
know.
family is always family, but this is your girlfriend. Let's do this. Initial thoughts right off the top. On the count of three, either say go for the, no, either say quinceañera or graduation. On the count of three, your initial thoughts, okay? Just see where we're at, okay? 1, 2, 3, graduation. Oh, man.
That's good. That's really good. Okay, well, because I understand. If I were him, I would want to go to the graduation more. But since I'm jaded, I'm like, family's always going to be family.
Family first, yeah.
But then again, it's like quinceañera, like it is just, it's, you're 15.
Uh-huh. That was my thought too. It's
And
like,
it's like all you did was survive life for 15 years.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you didn't do much.
like go to her wedding.
Exactly.
You know?
And like with your girlfriend, she got really good grades and she worked really hard and she's gonna have 4 graduations. Like this is like a big deal. And this is somebody that if you wanna like build a life with them, you're showing them that you are there in very important times in their lives. So like that's, my cognitive brain and heart is in graduation, but just because I'm like, I don't know, just because I'm like, is this your wife?
Just because you've been fucking jilted and hurt.
Yeah, I operate from a place of slack.
Well, look, I mean, you already made my case for me.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I hear you as well, right? It's like, who knows this little loose woman is doing in your life and how long she's going to be there.
Loose.
But if I'm weighing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a quinceañera. Your cousin, does your 15-year-old cousin really give a fuck if you're there or not?
Exactly,
She's there
exactly.
to turn up with her friends.
Right.
You know? Grandparents are getting old, yes, but you also said you visit them every
Yearly.
so often, and who's to say if the grandparents are the main concern, go visit them the next week, you know what I'm saying? Or the
Right.
week before.
Right.
Because, and like, if they're the main concern, show them, hey, abuelo, I'm here for y'all. What's up, you know?
Right.
I think the commencement shit took it next level for me.
I agree. That is
She's-
really important.
She's speaking. This is a very important day for her. And if you love her, you want to be their supportive boyfriend, which
Yeah.
you said you are.
Yeah. If I was the girlfriend, I would be really upset.
Oh, dude.
I
yes.
would be really upset.
She will remember it forever if you don't go. There's your answer.
Yeah.
If you plan on staying with this girl, which if obviously you are, you should go.
Yeah.
Because forever she will be like, oh, really? Like the time you didn't show up to my commencement speech?
Right.
You know what
yeah,
I'm
you'll
saying?
hear that
Yes.
20 years from now.
Yeah, because you know these bitch. No, I'm just playing.
But not wrong.
They don't forget, man. So go
Yeah.
to the graduation. And
100%.
then buy your grandparents some extra, whatever.
100%.
Done.
Done.
Thank you, Benny Blanco.
Yeah, that was Benny again, huh?
Yeah.
I love that. I can't wait to hear from you again. Oh my God, what if one day we meet Benny?
Oh, man.
Pseudo Benny
And
at
he's
like a
like-
live show.
And he's like, guess what? Hey, so my family disowned me because of your guys'
Yeah,
advice.
yeah.
But my girlfriend
But I
also dumped me. So
Like-
thanks for nothing.
Well, shit.
Well, shit. Next question. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, man, you think you have to spend big bucks or tons of time in the kitchen to make delicious food at home? Well, think again, all right?
Yeah, because when you use EveryPlate, you get restaurant-level deliciousness week after week with recipes like crispy buffalo ranch chicken and cheesy Mexican street corn hash.
Ooh.
I just made something yesterday. It was like a pork flauta. Fed 3 people.
Really?
Yes.
That's a good amount of food for 3 people,
Agreed.
Mega Batoon. And look, I love me some Mexican street corn hash, elote. Elote. And guess what? You'll spend less on these flavor-packed homemade meals than you would on your normal groceries or at a restaurant. Lord knows I eat at restaurants all the time, and we're trying to save money, okay? So it's a struggle.
Preach. And especially if you're cooking at home, cooking the same things over and over gets super boring. So up your dinner game in 30 minutes or less with EveryPlate's clear, easy-to-follow recipes. Even someone that could barely read can do it.
So what are you waiting for? Dig into these flavor-packed meals your household will love. New customers can enjoy this special offer of only $1.99 a meal. Good Lord.
Good Lord.
Go to everyplate.com/podcast and use code TIPPING199 to get started. Applied as discount on first box, limited time only. That's right, only $1.99 a meal. One more time, go to everyplate.com/podcast and use code TIPPING199 to get started, okay?
Okay, we asked. Okay.
Hello?
Hi, Megan and Tim. I am a huge fan of both of you.
Thanks.
Watched all of your content since I was in middle school, which is now so long ago.
Chill.
My question is, how do you deal or respond to family members who ask very invasive questions, like when are you getting pregnant, or when are you gonna have a house of your own? I find those questions to be super disrespectful, but they don't see it as that. And I don't know how to respond to those questions without being very aggressive and yelling at them, basically. And so I'm hoping that you two can try to let me know how I can respond to people like that, family members like that, being light and airy, maybe even joking, but also being very firm with my boundaries. Thanks so much.
Megan, between which side is your Filipino side?
My dad's.
Your dad's side.
Mm-hmm.
Do you deal with this questioning?
Honestly, not from my dad's side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, any of my Filipino family, they might ask like, where's your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Or like, why are you not eating or something?
Yeah.
But like my mom would probably be the one to be like, when am I gonna have grandkids?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't really had this happen in a while, but I understand like Asian families, I don't know if she's Asian, but like that, it feels very intense.
Are you as bothered by this as she is?
No, because I don't think I have an invasive family. They don't really. Also, my family doesn't really understand what I do. So it's like I don't know. I think there's like a lost in translation situation. So
I feel like YouTube, OnlyFans, I don't know.
OnlyFans. Yeah, I don't know.
You know, here's the thing. I don't know what kind of Asian you are if you're Asian, but it's giving a little bit of Asian.
Yeah.
But I know that, you know, immigrant parents in general, no, you know what, that's a lie. Grandparents in general are very like, where are my grandbabies? When are you getting married? Where's your boyfriend? Whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I understand that that's annoying. I find it a little difficult to relate to her on the finding it super disrespectful part. Like, I get it.
Right.
Where it's like, hey, I'm living my life. This is my body. This is my time. This is my relationship, whatever. Like, mind your fucking business. But for me, it's all kind of funny. And I don't know if that's because I'm the guy and it's not someone asking about like, hey, when are you gonna fucking sacrifice your body to make me a grandparent? Okay,
Right.
it's not that. So I don't relate to that. For me, my parents always being like, when me and Chia were together, you know, because we were long distance for we were together for 7 years before I even proposed. So they were always asking, you know, hey, grandkids, when you getting married? And I just laughed. You feel me? Because it was like funny.
Right.
It was like almost like just a ongoing bit. I was never like, how dare you be so intrusive about my life and my relationship? It was never that vibe for me. So I don't necessarily know if I feel her on that. Like, hey, I don't know, man. Like you said, airy, funny. Like, at the end of the day, I would just kind of laugh about it, right? Where it does get annoying sometimes is, you know, my parents aren't nearly as, I think, involved as we thought they would be or they thought they would be because they're older and because they're also, they can be very annoying with their thoughts on parenting. And we're kind of like, nope.
Yeah.
Shut up, right? Or we're like, nope, not gonna do that. We're doing it our way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, And they're also, they want to be like, hey, drop the kids with us all day. And I'm like, y'all get tired after 10 minutes. No, thank you,
Yeah.
right? So when they are just kind of popping in here and there, and then they're like, and Chia's exhausted because we don't really have help. They're like, hey, when's number 3? Chia's like, oh, please. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
y'all pop in every once in a while, and I'm already fucking exhausted, and you're gonna ask me for a third kid? Like, relax. You feel me?
Right.
So I do see where it can get annoying, but I don't. A part of me is still like, that's just grandparents being grandparents.
Yeah, totally. I wonder if there's I understand like when you go to, this is, I feel like a ubiquitous experience, is like you go to Thanksgiving and then your family is asking all of these questions because you only see them once a year, and it is like so many, like, who are you dating, or why don't you have this? I wonder if it's just like maybe you could have like a stock answer to like these questions, and then just like put it back on them and ask them. For me, I don't know, I feel like I can be a little petty, and then if I was like annoyed at something, I would just be like, I don't know, when are you
When is your menopause? When is your menopause gonna kick in?
It says don't do that.
I don't know, Uncle Larry. When is your divorce gonna be settled, huh? I mean, there's that.
That is an option. It's not the one that I would say no.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing too, like, I can't really relate because I don't have big family gatherings either. It's only my parents out here.
Okay.
And then my family's all in Thailand. Chia's family's all in Canada, so they don't bother me.
Right.
Like, so it's just my parents being annoying if I'm ever annoyed. And for the most part, my parents are also very jokey. So it's like, I can't relate to like this being bothersome part.
Yeah.
I guess my advice would be just try and take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, or like I don't know. I feel like I'm always like, divert the question.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. For me, like, I remember telling my therapist this a while ago, because sometimes in big group settings I can get quiet because, I don't know, maybe I feel like I don't have anything to say, or I don't know. But she was like, I don't think that's true. I think that you have a lot to say when you're interested. So maybe in this situation, like if I were getting asked questions that I don't care about, it could be like, I'm not exactly sure. Can we talk about this? Or like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you could just be like, I don't have the answer for that, and then say something else that you're actually interested in.
Yeah. Or, if you want to divert that shit, maybe just be like, when you're going to have grandkids, never. How about that? Shut it down and then fucking pop up one day. That's what I did with my parents, actually, because they kept bothering me and Chia about grandkids when we were married, right? And they kept bringing it up to the point where we were pretending like we were annoyed, and we were like, I don't know, maybe never. But the whole time Chia was pregnant. Oh. And then fucking we waited till she was like 4 months, and we're like, guess what? And they were like, what? Fucking heads exploded.
Cool.
So, maybe just, I don't know, man. And I will tell you, I'll say this also, like, every time I've gotten so frustrated and like popped off on my parents and blown up, I regretted it.
Totally.
Instantly.
Yeah.
So like, as annoying as parents can be, there's always, it's like, I try to be as patient as possible. And I understand that sometimes, man, you got that annoying ass mom. She gets a little margarita in her. She gets extra annoying. She doesn't let up, and you just can't help but be like, oh my God, I know.
Right.
But it never does any good.
Yeah. I also think that you could make a joke out of it as well. And they say like, when you getting pregnant, and then you can be like, I'm pregnant right now. As you're drinking wine. Yeah.
Yeah. Ab shot right now. I'm pregnant right now. Guess what, guys?
Before I knew anything about pregnancy, I remember like I was on an all-star cheerleading team, and I didn't know. It was like one of those times where you're like, oh, I think you could like get pregnant from being in the same hot tub as somebody, you know, like that. Yeah. I was just like, am I pregnant? And so I would like tumble harder. Like I would just like do like round off back handsprings and just like slam my body and just like try to make sure that I wouldn't be pregnant at the end of practice.
It's so funny. That's hilarious. There was like this rumor, I don't know how true it is, like if if a guy like soaks his body and his balls in hot enough water, the sperm is just not even like.
Right. I think I've heard that too.
Yeah. So I've heard of guys just like, yeah, if as long as I soak in the hot tub before like engaging in relations, my sperm's like void, so we're good. I don't know, man.
We don't know anything as a
I tell you
collective.
this, what I do know, the only thing one of two facts I learned in my 6 years of college that I dropped out of.
Okay. Wait, why were you in college for 6 years?
Well, long story short, the YouTube shit began to pop off while I was in college, and I still felt like I could do both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I would register for a full semester of classes, but then I would be doing shows and doing whatever, and I would end up like dropping all my classes.
Mm-hmm.
And then so by the like 4th, 5th, 6th year, I was just doing like one class per semester and being like, oh, I'm still making my way towards this degree, but I gotta do this show, I gotta do this. So I'd be doing little bits in here and there until I finally was like, oh, I gotta just pick one, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so after like 6 years, and then I was eventually like, all right, maybe not.
Right.
But one of the few tidbits of information that I retained is that, because I was taking a human sexuality class, and we had an expert came in to discuss whatever, like, you know, condoms and all types of shit. And he's like, ask me anything. Nothing is too taboo for me. And someone asked, can pre-cum actually get you pregnant?
Right.
And he was like, ugh, I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but no.
Oh.
The only way that pre-cum can get someone pregnant is that if the pre-cum pushes out sperm that is already in the urethra from the prior session, and you didn't pee in between to cleanse the urethra.
Oh yeah.
So the pre-cum, which contains no sperm, is pushing out the sperm that was just in there chilling, and that's how someone can get pregnant.
Whoa.
And that is what 6 years of college will get you.
Wow.
So there you go.
So there you go.
And the other information, the other factoid is that the largest population of Japanese people outside of Japan is in Brazil.
I think you told me that once.
I probably have. It's my party trick.
My party trick is asking just like a off the wall question that nobody's ever asked before.
Like what? Go.
Oh God, when was the first time that you realized that you were... No, I don't know. I'm not at a party. Where are the drinks? But I always do have a question, because I was talking to this same boy, haircut hike boy, about how much I hate small talk.
Okay.
And we were having a discussion about small talk, and
You were having a small talk discussion about small talk. Wow.
yeah, and he it's interesting because he challenges the way that I think in a lot of different ways. And he was, because I was just like, we were walking somewhere to get like a sketchbook for me, and there was a lawn party / garage sale, just hanging out. And so then he started talking to people. He loves talking to everybody. I don't think we've ever like passed somebody and he doesn't say hi.
Interesting.
And I'm not that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I don't say hi to many people.
Neither
unless
do
I'm
I.
like really having a great day.
Yeah.
So I'm like not also trying to get into conversation with people, because if I'm going to expend energy as an introvert
Like, what's the
talking,
point? Yeah.
I need it to be nourishing.
I feel
And
you.
if I don't know this person and I don't think I'm going to ever see them again, what is this
What's the
interaction
point?
really
Yeah.
going to do?
Yeah.
But for him, it's like, oh, as in the age of AI and being on our phones all the time,
Let's have real life interactions.
Yes. And so, yeah, anytime I'm just like, I don't want to get into this conversation, because it's going to be like, it's going to end up being like, what do you do?
Right.
And I don't want to talk about it.
Right,
If you ask me what I do, I'm one, going to not know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
But two, more so than that, it's like, what I would rather hear than what do you do is, what do you like about what you do?
Okay.
Why did you start doing what you do? I think the questions I am more interested in are the whys than the whats.
I feel you.
Because it's like, what is the reason behind any of this?
That's how you get better answers for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and he was saying like, if he's talking to somebody at a coffee shop and it's small talk for now, but it's like if you keep on asking questions, then it doesn't become small talk, and then you start learning about why this person is going to this place or what they've done, and stories emerge. But I'm just kind of like,
Does he talk to people on the plane when he's on a flight?
I don't know. I don't think I would like that unless the person had really great things to say.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. You know me, I like small talk. I don't like the what do you do?
Yeah.
Because I also I never actually tell them what I do. I try to, and this is, saying it out loud makes me feel like this is kind of, I don't know, conceited of me. But I feel like if someone asks me what I do and I tell them straight up what I do, it feels like I'm bragging.
Yeah.
If I'm like, oh yeah, I do TV and I fucking, I don't know, I internet for a living. It feels like it's like a flex. So I try to be like, oh, I do internet stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I always
I
say.
do internet stuff.
Yeah, I like to leave it really vague, right?
Internet stuff.
But if the small talk leads to shit like, I don't know, aliens and death and stuff, I like that. You feel me?
But then that's not small talk.
I get it. I see what you're saying. I also don't like what do you do? That small talk. That's always, I'll do that if the occasion calls for it, which is like a networking event. And I feel like then there's a purpose for it. And I usually will avoid conversations on planes with the person next to me unless I feel like they're really trying to engage. If it's like an old person next to me, I'll always talk because I feel like they want to have this conversation. You feel me? Or they don't know how to use their headphones. So it's like I'll always try and have the combo. But I tell you, one of the most interesting random people I've met on a plane.
Yeah.
This dude was saying shit that I remember to this day, and little fucking tidbits, right? Where he's like telling me about the existence of aliens and stuff. And he's like, people always ask me if UFOs exist and aliens exist, how come I never see them, right? And he's like, well, how often are you looking up? And I was like, oh.
What do you mean, how often am I looking up?
How often are you looking up?
And every time I'm outside, I see the sky.
I think in general, people are always on their phones or they're like streamlined, just, or they're looking down, And so, and he also told me like, he's been very connected to people in the afterlife.
Ooh.
And we got into a whole talk about not ghouls, but spirits.
Ghouls?
I was gonna say ghouls and goblins, but I'm like, it wasn't that. It was spirits,
Right.
And he told me some shit that like tripped me out because he said he's so connected to it that it would get annoying for him. Where he would be driving through like an intersection and he knew people had died there. Yeah. Because have I told you this before?
No.
He'd be driving and someone would be at the intersection, like at his window, like, oh my God, you can see me, hi. And he'd be like, no, thank you, and drive off. Cause he's like, I'm not in the mood right now.
So he was a psychic medium?
Yeah, just on accident. Cause he was connected to it. Like he said early on, he felt that, so he kind of embraced it. But now, like, it's always there. So even when he's not in the mood, spirits are like, oh, hey, you can see me. What's up? And he's like,
right.
Please, not today.
This is like no small talk with spirits.
Yeah, right? He's like, I don't want to know what you did in your past life, right?
Wait, I would be so interested. If I wasn't so scared, I feel like I'd be frightened.
Right.
Do you think there's like anybody here right now?
I mean, I don't want to say no.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way, but also.
I mean, yeah, like youth group would always tell me that like, or Pastor Dan said that if you walk into a room and you feel like, something's off or something's weird, there's probably like something there, And to this day, I will still, if I feel like a little creeped out by anything, any slight inclination of anything, I'll be like, I rebuke you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. I rebuke you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. If I feel like there might be a spirit around me, I kind of just like introduce myself and I'm like, I'm here and you're here and that's cool.
Yeah, no, same. And that too, I will always, like, I don't want to assume that they're like a bad spirit. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, hey man, I come in peace. You're obviously here in peace. You haven't like, thrown anything at me yet. So like, we're good. You know? There was one time the other day, Vayda went to like, her bedroom is like more towards the back of the house. So she went to go like potty real quick or whatever, or grab some socks or some shit. And she came back, she's like, Daddy, someone was calling me. And I was like, someone said something to me back there. I was like, what?
Excuse me?
And she's like, I heard someone said, I was like, what'd they say? She's like, someone said, hey. And I was like,
someone said, I'm gonna kill you.
I was like, okay. Someone was like, you're chink daddy. You're chink daddy. I hate his videos.
Bullying. I hate his videos.
Yeah, yes. So like, he's doing podcasts. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Very specific ghost. But, and she's in such an imaginative zone in her life right now. So I sometimes you don't know what to take seriously or not. But I watched security cameras of the back of the house right in front of her room. And I didn't see anything move or anything like that. Or I didn't hear any noise. But I saw her go to the back of the house and then turn around.
I saw her levitate.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw her head do a 360. But I saw her go and like be like, oh, what's that? Like she did hear something.
Whoa.
And then she went into her room and was like, oh, whatever. Went into her room and then came back. And I was like, huh, well.
So interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if like spirits only kind of hover when they have unfinished business. I feel like I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know, they can't let go of this world for, I don't know.
I get it because I also need closure on things before I can move on all the time.
100%.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if there was like someone in my life who I felt like, oh, no, they thought I said supposedly, but I know I said supposedly, I would not move on until they knew that you're wrong here.
Yeah.
I said this the correct way.
Yeah.
Or else it would bother me for my whole afterlife.
My whole afterlife.
It's
Yeah.
for eternity.
Closure is so interesting.
Are you someone who needs closure?
I don't know. I mean, closure is always nice, but when I think about closure and people wanting it, it doesn't really feel like they want closure. They just want to elongate what is inevitably ending.
Interesting. All right. That's an interesting take for
Right?
sure.
Because it's like, oh, if this person doesn't want to be with you, that's the closure you need. It's not, it's just like, yeah, maybe it's abrupt, but the decision has been made. They don't want to be with you. So if you're like, oh, I want to see you again to have closure, you just actually just want to talk to them again.
Interesting.
Right?
That is an interesting take for sure. You know, I don't necessarily agree, but I see what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree, because I do feel it makes sense where someone would be like, they're just trying to reopen some shit,
Right.
you know, because they feel like, no, there's more here. I need to reopen this. I am someone who's always felt like, even if I know where you stand, I know where I stand, I feel like, can we just have a talk about it real quick?
Totally, yeah. And almost like a debriefing wrap-up session to be like, I'm hearing that you don't want to be with me.
Yes.
I'm hearing that I still want to be with you, but it's not working out. And that's where we're at. Is that right?
Yeah, I need a debriefing for sure. Where Chia, my wife, does not need closure at all. Can be like, okay, no, it's done. And like, no, I'm over it. And actually, lots of women in my life, I think women, a lot of women just don't need that to move on. They're like, no, I'm good. I've moved on.
Well, here's the issue. I'm not going to speak for all women, but I can probably speak for this is my experience.
Yeah.
Like if I'm breaking up with somebody, I've thought about this for a long time.
Yeah.
So when I'm bringing it up and the actual breakup is happening, I've already kind of mourned
I feel that.
it so that I've already had closure, and I've had closure for the past 6 months.
I get that. Yeah, and Chia is very similar in that sense where, like, let's say I did something very fucked up. Chia is not someone who would like mourn the relationship. She'd be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
I'm good. You feel me? Like, let's say she caught me cheating or something like that, right? Like, she is not somebody, like, if she walked in and I was like in the bed with somebody, she would not be like crying, trying to fight the girl. She would like close the door and be like, bye.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's like ready to cut it off. I need the convo, bro. Like I always have, you know? And even to the point where, you know, I brought my ex on No Chaser.
Oh, to have a closure convo
Because
or
there
just
was-
to get more context?
Closure combo. Because I felt that there were things that I did in the relationship that as I grew older, I was like, oh, I fucked up here.
Yeah.
And I feel bad about this. And I brought her on to be like, you know what? I realize now that I was gaslighting you and I apologize for that. And I've always felt bad about it after the fact. And I think, even though I don't know if she necessarily felt like she needed it, in that moment when I was like, hey, I think I might have gaslit you. She's like, you did. And then I was like, I'm sorry. She's like, thank you. I think it was good for both of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
But yeah, Chia's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're stupid. I know that. Bye.
If I have found my partner cheating, I would probably do the same thing. I would probably walk in, make sure, I mean, of course he would see me because you're walking in on someone having sex. They're gonna be like, what's happening? So then I would like look him in the eye I do this with driving too. Like if someone cuts me off or is like honking a lot, I will look them in the eye until I can't see them anymore. And I won't be mad, but there will be a heavy energy.
That's so funny.
I will make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, I if you would do that to me, if you were something that I cut off and you rolled up beside me, I do this. I go, sorry.
If I know I fuck up, I'll just be like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. And usually that really does help. When people know that you feel super bad. Or it's like, oh, that's my fault.
I hold my wallet out. I go, do you want money? Do you want money?
Yeah.
No, I don't do that.
No, I don't do that.
So you've got someone cheating.
Yeah, I would probably walk in, eye contact, probably like shake my head, close the door, pack everything up.
Yeah.
And leave, block their number, and start a new life.
Yeah, Chia's probably the same, man. I mean, it makes it a little more difficult now that we have kids. So, she'd have to pack diapers and snacks, and
it would be a whole logistical thing.
Yeah. Well, I hope we helped somebody's problems. I forget what the questions were at this point, but hey, if they have questions, where should they leave them, Megan Mattoon?
Thanksfortipping.com/wrong. Cut it out. Speakpipe.com/thanksfortipping.
I was like, oh. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for watching. Make sure you watch another episode and follow us on everything.
Keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling.
Play it while you're sleeping.
Yeah, go to sleep to us. Bye.
Bye.